As we go on the air at noon, we are following breaking news. 2 children are dead, killed in a house explosion in St. Charles County. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Crews responded to a house fire on Highway 94 South in Defiance just after 7 a.m. When firefighters arrived, they made contact with 2 children trapped inside the home, but heavy flames prevented them from getting inside. Our Diamond Palmer is live at the scene. Are firefighters giving any details about the cause, Diamond?
Well, Kay, fire crews on the scene say the cause of this fire is unknown on Highway 94, but when they arrived on the scene, the flames were incredibly intense. Now, we're going to show you some heartbreaking images of the aftermath of this fire, and as you can see, significant part of this small home nearly burned to the ground. Now, the first calls came in at 7:44 this morning to the 2900 block of Highway 94 South here in Defiance. St. Charles County Police were the first on the scene, but because of the intense flames, they could not get inside of the home. When the fire department arrived, 2 young children were trapped and the fire was too heavy to save them. 2 adults who lived in the home were able to make it out. Now, one has a minor injury and that other adult did not suffer any injuries, but several fire crews arrived here on the scene, including Cottleville, Augusta, and St. Charles Fire Department. Of course, again, the cause of this fire is still under investigation, but we will continue to bring you live updates throughout the afternoon. Live in Defiance, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Diamond. We're also following another breaking story in St. Louis. Firefighters are on the scene of a deadly fire on North Broadway. We're told the flames are out, but the department isn't releasing any other information right now. We'll have more on this story as soon as it becomes available. Dangerously cold temperatures and strong winds have us in a weather alert this Friday. Here's a live look at conditions in O'Fallon, Illinois. Meteorologist Jim Castillo here with the Weather First forecast.
Yeah, hi, Kay. So checking the roadways, we had, again, just as forecasted, about a coating of snow up to about an inch, maybe a little bit more than that in some.
Information today about the man who had been missing in the rubble of this fire-damaged home. Firefighters tell us they've recovered Chandler Hill's body. His family says the 18-year-old was last seen inside the home in North St. Louis before it caught fire Monday. The search for Hill had been stalled by this week's extreme cold temperatures. As for the cause of the fire, it is still unknown. Cell phone video sheds new light on what happened in the moments after a St. Louis police officer crashed his department cruiser into a bar. Officers arrested the owner of Bar PM right after the incident. He's now facing misdemeanor charges. His attorney released a 22-second clip that shows the owner yelling and cursing at police, asking why they crashed into the building. When he refused to show officers his ID, officers put him in handcuffs.
An officer only has the right to demand an ID if a person's driving a car or if the officer has probable cause to think that the person committed a crime. My client did nothing wrong. He shouldn't have been in handcuffs. The officer was escalating.
St. Louis Police Chief Robert Tracy says he's limited on what he can say about the incident. He did say the investigation isn't going to result in a finding of no fault. A bailiff shortage appears to have gotten so bad at the St. Louis courthouse, judges are now threatening to hire a private security company to keep them safe. For months, tension has been brewing between the judges and the sheriff's department. 5 on your side's Christine Byers attended a meeting where tempers flared before a compromise may have been reached.
There are some things that the judges and St. Louis City Sheriff Vernon Betts agree on right now. There aren't enough deputies and their pay is terrible. But the judges say that's no excuse for the sheriff to leave their courtrooms unguarded. Judges in the 22nd Judicial Circuit are on the brink of hiring their own private bailiffs, according to emails obtained by the I-Team. Doing so would, quote, alleviate our ongoing concerns regarding safety, not only for the public coming into the courts, but also for those that work in the courts and courtrooms daily, wrote presiding Judge Elizabeth Hogan in December. Judge David Mason was among several judges who attended a meeting Thursday in which Sheriff Betts pledged to keep courtrooms staffed at all times. So right now, there are times when judges and courtrooms are going unguarded?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There have been, unfortunately, many times.
Betts told the judges today he wants 180 deputies. He only has about 160. The judges questioned why they see bailiffs working for Metrolink or special events during the day when courtrooms go unguarded. Betts explained that's because they're working secondary jobs once they finish their shifts in the courthouse. And their starting salaries are only $34,000.
And I stand with our sheriff 100% on his goal of improving salaries. But he must stand with us 100% on making building security job one.
The presiding judge put the sheriff's pledge to staff courtrooms in writing following that meeting. If it doesn't happen, Mason says the plan to hire private bailiffs is still on the table. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Still ahead, the White House is forgiving thousands of student loans who the latest round of debt relief affects. Plus, music fans take on an 80s icon.
There's good reason lawyers around the country send Schultz-Myers truck accident cases. We've successfully resolved hundreds of tractor-trailer accident claims. We know how to prevent trucking companies from destroying driver logs and erasing onboard cameras. We have a track record of winning big for truck accident victims. Call the law firm other lawyers call. Call for, get more. Schultz-Myers.
Call for, get more. Schultz and Myers.
The winter clearance sale at Hefner Furniture and Appliance.
And
Developing right now, Japan's space agency says its unmanned spacecraft is on the moon, but it's still, quote, checking its status. The agency says its smart lander for investigating moon, or SLIM, is on the lunar surface, but made no mention of whether it actually landed successfully. It confirmed it'll make Japan the 5th country to accomplish that feat. Families of the children and teachers killed in the Uvalde school massacre are renewing demands for criminal charges. A scathing Justice Department report laid out several failures by police during one of the deadliest classroom shootings in U.S. history.